another ABARTH, baby. Let's go! So yes then guys, a video I've been longing to make, and a video I never thought I'd make so early on after wanting to own a ABARTH number 5. I actually have a ABARTH number 5 right here. This is a done deal. I haven't been messed around this time. This car has been 2 weeks in the making from when I said I'd have the car to when I actually came to collecting the car. And as I'm filming this video, I've actually owned the car a week now, a week today as I'm filming this video. Just bear with me a second guys, a bit of a speech before I reveal to you what a ABARTH number 5 is. Just a couple of thank yous. A big thank you to you guys that are still stuck around on the YouTube side of things whilst I've been in and out of these random, rare, old bangers, cash bought bangers. I've longed to own another ABARTH, and here we are today. And a thank you to you guys that have been messaging me on the socials. I get a few messages saying, Amber, when you're going to get another ABARTH? You should get another ABARTH. Amber, your channel is known for ABARTHs and you should get one. And I also want to say another big thank you to my local ABARTH group that I can now go to my own ABARTH, and that is Bad ABARTH South Coast, because not only is that group a very friendly group, but they have allowed me to come into their ABARTH family, record videos for YouTube, knowing that I don't actually have an ABARTH, but because I've been back around ABARTHs heavily, I'm going to blame them also for making the decision of getting another ABARTH. Now, I've had to do a lot of compromising with this ABARTH I now have, because I had a budget. I had certain colours that I would like to own, certain colours I didn't want to own. I also wanted to really, ideally, own a Series 4 model, because that is the newest model of ABARTH that there still is. And I prefer this facelifted Series 4 over the Series 3, which is why I'm glad really the Series 3 deal fell through. So I wanted to own another Series 4 ABARTH. I was picky on the colour. Another thing I wanted to be picky about was the mileage. I didn't want a high mileage model. There were a few in my budget, but I wanted to get a Series 4 in a colour that was okay, and I wanted to get a good mileage one. That was quite important to me, and it had to be from a dealership for money reasons. Basically, compromises had to be made with buying another ABARTH. Of course, I'd love an adrenaline green competition with a panoramic sunroof, the say belts. That would be the ultimate dream. But we're going to start again from the bottom. From the bottom, and then if this leads into another better ABARTH in the future, so be it. But for now, I am very grateful, privileged, I don't know, proud to be owning another ABARTH for the sake of me wanting one, for the sake of content. The content's going to be coming out my ear holes with this ABARTH. So without further ado, let me show you the car I've got. She's been a bit unloved by previous owners, but yeah, let's just show you. Let's go. So here she is then guys. I've gone and bought myself a Series 4 ABARTH in podium blue, and this is actually a basic spec ABARTH. This isn't your Turismo, your Competitiones. Unfortunately, we're going to keep it real. We're going to go with the basic spec. Basically, that's all I could afford. But anyway, so when I say basic spec, I mean basic. It's like an entry-level ABARTH. But to my kind of surprise, this one is for a basic spec, basic entry-level ABARTH. Jesus, it scared the loud out of me. Because I've been a bit of an ABARTH snob, I'm going to admit that, and I've said that several times. I've always frowned upon entry-level ABARTHs because I've owned better ones. What is it with this banging, man? But now, because the basic entry spec ABARTH is all I can afford, I'm not frowning upon it. I am grateful this time around. Series 4 entry-level basic spec ABARTH, these actually come with 145 bhp, whereas a Series 3 entry-level basic ABARTH came with 130. So 145 bhp for a basic spec ABARTH, I can't complain, I'm happy with that. So what made me buy this car? The colour, podium blue. Never had it before. I'd rather have a yellow or a green ABARTH, but I can't be too fussy. I'm happy with podium blue. I don't see too many on the road, so I'm happy with the colour. Mileage was another important factor for me, being fussy as I could be a little bit. This Series 4 has only got 33,000 miles on the clock, obviously with full service history. Oh, and as I said at the start of this video, I wanted a Series 4. And obviously this is a Series 4, it's actually a late 2017. I think it comes back under a 67 reg plate, but you may notice already, so included in the sale of this Series 4 ABARTH was actually a private plate, which just screamed out $pound signs to me, because I am actually going to swap this private plate over and put one of my own ones on, which means I can then sell this plate. But it is kind of cool, and if I didn't have a private plate, definitely keep this on the car, because it kind of spells ABARTH. Fortunately, someone traded this car in with the plate, but it's good for me because I can sell the plate and make some money. If any of you guys in the comments below in the UK want to buy this plate off me, then get in touch because it will be for sale. But for now, whilst I wait for the logbook to come through, it's pretty cool. The car came with a private plate. I've always wanted that to happen, and it actually has for once. Yay! So I believe this ABARTH has had 2 previous owners, and I'm now lucky owner number 3, and all that. I believe when it was first brand new, this was an ex-Motability car, and as I said at the start of this video, this car has been a bit unloved. So after my poor experience of trying to buy an ABARTH previous to this, pleased to say the dealership I bought this from were a little bit better. They were better, they were great. So a big thank you and a big shout out to Keith Motors over in Christchurch. I've actually filmed a video of one of their classic cars before, so you can check that out in the card above. The salesman there, he was just happy to do everything that I wanted. He got the car well prepared. Jobs that I didn't think they'd maybe do, they did, and that was coming from having, as I say, a bad experience from a used car dealership before. So I was a bit wary of trying to buy an ABARTH and trying to do a legitimate deal, but this was a legitimate deal. The car was prepared to beyond my expectations, to be honest, and so a big thanks to Keith Motors. Let's talk through the preparation they had to do before I was happy to undertake owning this car in my ownership. Does that make sense? I think so. Basically, it took them 2 weeks from when I said I wanted the car to me actually collecting the car. They had to do quite a bit of work to this car, but they never said no, so I'm grateful for that. Yeah, it's a lot of work this poor little car had to have, basically. So first of all, the wheels needed a refurb, but when I say wheels, I mean all 4 were really, really curved. Luckily, I don't have photos because it was just awful, but yeah, they were really, really bad. And this car currently sits on, what size are these? Oh, they are 16s. So this car currently sits on 16-inch alloy, just refer basically to their original standard colour, which is this gunmetal grey. Fortunately for me, I absolutely hate the wheel design, but all 4 wheels have been freshly refurbed, so that is good. However, I am pleased to announce that the car is wearing some good tyres on all 4 wheels, I can say also. And on this ABARTH, we are running some Falcon tyres. I hate getting paintwork done on any car, but unfortunately this car needed a fair bit. The front wing had to be repainted, basically because it looked like someone had painted it with a paintbrush. It was podium blue, but also in here, in the lip here, wing was going rusty. All I can think of is it's had a replacement wing in the past, someone hasn't prepped it, and they painted over it, hence it was going rusty in here, and the paint job was awful. Now the paint job isn't 100% perfect, but at the end of the day, this fix didn't cost me anything, and it's podium blue, and it is a good finish, to be fair. It's just because I used to work at a body shop, and because I'm my dad's daughter, I can see a bit of, you know, it's 100% better than it was for sure. And yet even more paintwork was required on the rear bumper, because in the middle, well no, it wasn't actually, this was an even worse finish. It was like someone had kind of sprayed it like that with a spray can. It was all puffy, cloudy, kind of similar bluey colour. I don't know, maybe it had grades on the rear, but I said to them, look, if you can polish that mark out, then great. If it gets repainted, even better. But to my surprise, they painted the whole rear bumper. Again, it's not 100%, but definitely grateful it got done, and it's 100% improvement basically. It's had a bit of paintwork, this car. She did need a bit of preparation, and that's just on the bodywork side of things. Mechanical wise, a big job was undertaken there because I brought it to the dealership's attention. They researched it, confirmed it needed done. So let's talk about a big mechanical job that was carried out for me as well. As you can see, it's been a while since I popped a bonnet on an ABARTH. So under here, just to reiterate, the engine is a 1.4 T-Jet turbo. Because this is a smaller powered ABARTH, this and the Turismo came with the more smaller IHI turbos. Competitiones, bigger powered ABARTH usually tend to have the Garrett turbo. Oh, my finger's black. So a big job they undertook for me, because this car needed it due to the age and probably the mileage, was a cam belt and water pump. But as they were taking the engine apart to get to said cam belt, they realised a pipe, basically a rubber pipe, was perishing. So they were honest, they phoned me up and said, look, bit of bad news, we're getting to the cam belt, we found a perished pipe, but we're going to replace that as well. So I got a genuine Fiat cam belt, I guess water pump as well, and a genuine Fiat breather pipe thing as well. So, and one more thing before I forget, which I just did, this car has also had a service. Now it didn't need one because it was serviced at the beginning of 2023, but the dealership went ahead and serviced it anyway. So freshly serviced, freshly cam belted, ABARTH engine, happy days. Because of the work this car had to have, mainly bodywork wise, it just proves to me this car hasn't been very well looked after, unfortunately. And because also this car is a lovely dark colour of blue, dark colours show off every single scratch mark, and this car basically has a few. especially on the bonnet. It's quite stone chipped. If lighter cars wouldn't show up half the amount of marks that this car does. So she does have some marks, but I can't be too picky because this was what I could get within my budget. I'm just grateful to have another Abarth, and I've got to bear that in mind. Unfortunately, no record Monza exhaust system for me this time around, but that is definitely to come for sure. But instead we have got the twin, well, the biggish pipe either side, which looks great. This doesn't sound as great as a record Monza, but that's definitely got to be on the cards, hasn't it? Record Monza on the wish list. Let's pencil it in. Now you might be wondering, Amber, your last Abarth was modified. What are your intentions with this Abarth? And that is to modify it. But I can say, and I can stick to my word with this car, is that this car is going to be a long-termer, because it has to be, basically. Because it will be a long-termer, mods might not come thick and fast. I would like that, but it's just not going to happen because of money. So what we are going to do is we're going to bosh out the content. I am going to get some mods that I can obviously get straight away, save up for some others that I can't get straight away. But because this car is a long-termer, it doesn't have to be done all at once. I also need to try and think of like a colour scheme to do with the podium blue that this car is. So I've gone for some yellow stickers because I do love yellow, and I think that's going to be the colour scheme I go for, the dark blue with the yellow. But I was kind of thinking silver, white. So what are your opinions on the colour scheme for this car? Shall I stick with going with the blue and yellow, or shall I do blue and white, or blue and silver, or a different colour combo? Let me know your ideas in the comments below. I'm also lucky enough to own 2 private number plates, and one of them is going to go on this car to replace this one that the car came with. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Should I stick my AMS number plate on this car because it spells my name and it's recognisable, or shall I stick my cheeky Dishu number plate because it's just the best number plate? I do know what one I've decided, but let me know your thoughts. So when it comes to the interior of this car, again, it's basic spec, but I am grateful and lucky enough to actually have a touchscreen. It is a smaller one out of the 2 that you can get. I have had the smaller touchscreen before, actually, I think on my Series 4 competition only back in the day, but nonetheless it is a touchscreen. We've got DAB built in, 5-speed manual, that's just standard on the Abarth. Well, basically it's not an auto, can't stand the auto, sorry guys, but it has to be a manual for me. And then we haven't got the climate control in this car because it's an entry level spec, but we do have aircon. Hopefully it works. I haven't actually tried it out. We've also got your, of course, every Abarth has to have a boost gauge. We have that. The steering wheel's in good condition. The gear knob's a bit worn, but we can sort that. A couple of little stains on the black seats that I can kind of see. If money was a good thing, I could swap the seats out, but nonetheless I can definitely give them a clean. Nothing too major. On this glossy blue dash is a little bit scratched up, but it's going to show the scratch marks because of the colour. It's a really nice place to be, and it's great to be back in the cockpit of an Abarth, which I can say is mine. A nice little added extra the car came with, something really silly but kind of cool. When you open the door, is we have the Abarth sill plates, kick plates. That's cool. As I said at the start, my 5th Abarth ideally had to be the Series 4 because I like the rear light, and onto the front you of course get the facelifted front end, but most importantly to me is we got that grille down there that says Abarth, but that needs to be highlighted, literally. That's to come. So here it is then guys, a video which I didn't think I'd be making now, this soon, but after the failed attempt of me trying to buy Abarth number 5 before this, I got the Series 4 I wanted. I got a colour I really wanted. A lot of work has happened on this car in preparation for me to own it, so a lot of things have been taken care of. The cam belt, bodywork, the wheels are like new now, and I really can't wait to get stuck in with making this car my own, adding some cheap modifications, adding some more expensive modifications, styling this thing up, just putting my own twist on it. And that's what I love about these cars so much, is there's so much personalisation that you can do to these cars, and the list just goes on and on. But most importantly, I love the Abarth community. It would be so cool for me to now attend some of the big Abarth shows in my Abarth, the local meets that I go to with Bad Abarth in my Abarth, and it would just be nice to actually feel part of this Abarth community because I've physically got an Abarth. It's nice for me to now have a car that I can take pride in, that I'm proud to own. All these cashbought cars you've seen me own over the past couple of years whilst I've been Abarth-less, I haven't been proud to call them mine, and I've been embarrassed most of the time, to be honest, rocking up at meets, parking away in my little banger to go and film cars such as this. Yeah, it's starting to hit home now. I'm doing this review video. You know, I cleaned it yesterday. I took pride in cleaning it because I like cleaning cars, and this is a car that I can clean with like proper pride, and I can't wait to photo this car on Instagram just daily. I'm at the petrol station, but look at my Abarth. I just can't wait to I'm so glad basically I've got a car that I can be proud of. I'm not ashamed of this, I'm not embarrassed, and this is how it started, and it's only going to get better from this. From this moment on, we're going to start improving this car for sure. Basically, where I'm going with this is, let's see if we can modify this more than the previous ABARTH that was the yellow 595 Trofeo. I've really got a couple of companies that want to work with me on this car, one of them being really big, which is still kind of a secret until we get like a done deal kind of done and approved. But for now, watch this space. This car isn't going anywhere. It's a long-term keeper. We can finally start to build a story once again on the channel with owning a long-term keeper car and doing it up over time. It's just so great for me to bring ABARTH content back, because there's not many people doing it anymore on YouTube. So ever since I started getting back into the ABARTH community and filming at the Bad ABARTH South Coast meets, my views are going up because this is the kind of content you guys like, and this is the kind of car that I wanted to own again. We've got a lot of content to make with this little ABARTH, and remember guys, this is how my channel started. I started my YouTube channel documenting my ownership of the different ABARTHs that I had back then. So I can't believe it now I'm doing this reveal video. I can't believe it. I've had a few messages of support and people saying, show me a photo of the car, when's the reveal video going up, when can we see this car? So it's really nice to hear from you guys that talk to me on the socials, that you guys have wanted this for me as well. I've listened to you guys and given you guys what you want, but also this is definitely what I want. So yes guys, we are back owning an ABARTH for the sake of you guys, for the sake of YouTube, but for the sake of me and my sanity. I now have a car which I can be proud of. It had to have an ABARTH badge on it, and luckily it does. Follow me on my socials to see lots of spamming content of me photographing this little beauty. Thanks a lot for your support as always. I'll see you in another video to come. Actually, one of the next videos, I'll be taking this along to a Bad ABARTH South Coast meet. Yes, I'll be taking my own ABARTH to an ABARTH meet. Very excited for that one, so I'll probably see you in that video. To be fair, I hope you're as pumped as I am. Let's do it. YouTube, watch out. Of course it had to have an ABARTH badge. Back in the game, I've got a car. We are back on this YouTube grind. We are back on this YouTube grind. I've given in to you guys. The yellow 595 Turismo. No, it wasn't. As well, the big jobbers. No. In the engine bay, which is great. Ideas and so if you could. So under here we had the 1.2. So under here, mechanical wise, but eagle-eyed viewers. But now because this car is from which is why I wanted a series for, so I wanted an